Hello, welcome to our yoga and practice session. If you can just find yourself in a seated comfortable position just to begin with. Obviously just a reminder, I am still doing my yoga teacher training, so not qualified if you are joining this class for the first time. So do just bear with me, it is just still a bit of a learning process with me. If you have any music or prefer to have music in the background, feel free to play that. Obviously haven't been able to do that just due to copyright issues. Otherwise we'll just start seated down. So knees crossed, hands can be on our knees, either palms facing down or palms facing up. Sitting up nice and tall, and we're just going to sit here for 10 nice deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. Just start to slow down that body depending on what you've just been doing before. Trying to inhale as much air as we can in through that nose and then releasing all of that air back out through our mouth. Even try and get into the pattern of inhaling through that nose for 3 counts. Holding there for 3 counts and then releasing for 5 counts. You really want to try and focus on releasing all of those toxins out of the body. Last few. And one more. And when you're ready, coming onto those hands and knees, we're going to come into our child's pose. So having those big toes together, knees coming out to the side, creeping those arms out forward and taking that chest down towards the ground, stretching out that back. Holding here, nice deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. See if we can really reach those arms forward, feeling that nice deep stretch. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming back up, we're going to go into our cat-cow pose. So just bringing those hands underneath our shoulders, arching out that back, rounding it out towards the ceiling, as if someone's pulling a piece of string up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to round it out, push that butt back into our cow pose, eyes looking up. Just going at your own pace, arching that back, rounding it into that cat pose, and then pushing that butt back, eyes looking up. So just going at your own pace, rotating from that cat pose, and then up into that cow pose. Let's go 3 more. And last one, really stretching out that back. And when you're ready, just tuck those toes under. We're going to go into our downward facing dog. Okay, so straighten out those arms, lengthening out those legs, eyes looking down towards those feet. If you can, getting those heels down onto the ground. If you can't, that's all right. Just feeling that nice deep stretch here. If you want, you can start walking those feet up and down, so lifting those heels up, really lengthening out that stretch in the backs of those legs, bending those knees. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly stepping those feet in. It's going to fold down here, hanging down. Either hands can be on the mat. If you can't touch the mat, that's all right. Just holding down here, hanging. And when you're ready, just grabbing onto those wrists or onto those elbows and holding here. I'm just going to slightly swing side to side. Again, just stretching out that back. And slowly coming up, Rightio, we're going to go into our sun salutation. So just come to the end of our mat. If you don't have a mat, just standing up nice and tall. You're going to reach up, reaching up to the sky, into that mountain pose. Forward fold down, hands down towards the ground. We're going to lunge that foot back, lunging down. Other foot comes back into our downward facing dog. Hovering forward into that plank. Slowly coming down. Tuck those legs under, upward facing dog. Toes come under, back to our downward facing dog, stretching out those legs, lunging that same leg forward and stepping back in. So repeating the process on the other side, reaching up, forward fold down, lunging that back leg back, sinking into that lunge position. Other foot comes back into our downward facing dog. Hovering forward into that plank and slowly lowering down into our upward facing dog, stretching out that back, opening up that chest. Toes come under, back to downward facing dog and lunging that same foot back forward again and our other leg. Let's go one more time each side, reaching up nice and tall. See if we can deepen those stretches each time. Coming down lower. Lunging that foot back further, coming down into our downward facing dog, really stretch those arms, hovering forward, see if you can go down a little bit slower into that plank, and then into our upward facing dog. Toes come under, downward facing dog again, and lunging that same foot forward, and other leg. Last time on that other foot. Reach up nice and tall, forward fold down, lunge that back leg back, and our other leg into our downward facing dog, really feeling that stretch, hovering forwards nice and slow down, into our upward facing dog, tuck toes under, downward facing dog, and lunging forward and our other one and coming up. Okay, we're going to move into our standing strength. I'll just keep doing it side on just so you can see. So it's going to come down into our squat position. So reaching those arms up, really working on those strength in those legs. So pushing that butt back, reaching those arms up nice and long and holding here. Really working on the strength of those legs. And when you're ready, we're just going to lunge one leg back, still keeping those arms up nice and tall. And when you're ready, we're just going to hold those hands behind, linking them behind, opening up that chest, feeling that nice deep stretch in those shoulders, into that back. If we want, we can lean forward a little bit, taking that chest down towards the knee, if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, we can still stay standing up, chest stays up nice and tall, whatever feels most comfortable. Feeling that nice deep stretch. Releasing those arms come up and leaning back into our baby back bend. So stretching out that back. Leaning back as far as we can, still standing up nice and strong. Let's go 3, 2, 1, and stepping forward back to that intense pose. Really loading up those legs, sinking down in towards those feet, bending those knees, arms reaching up. And when you're ready, lunging that other leg back. Standing up nice and tall, arms reaching up. And hands coming behind, linking those hands, clasping them together. And again, option 1, stay here, chest opening up. Or option 2, leaning forward, taking that chest down towards the knee. Go 3, 2, 1. Releasing those arms. Arms come back again, and this time leaning back a little bit further. Taking that chest back. For 3, 2, 1, and coming forward. Right, we're going to go into our warrior 2. So one foot facing long, the other foot facing towards the screen. Okay, and leaning in, bending in towards that knee. Still focusing on that standing strength. So arms reaching out nice and long. And this time I'm going to bring those arms up and lean over towards the side. And when you're ready, you can slowly bring that bottom arm down towards that bent knee into our extended warrior. If we want, we can wrap that arm behind, reaching out, opening up that chest. So option 1, we can keep it on our thigh, or option 2, wrapping it behind. Coming back, reaching over towards the other way, hand coming down towards that straight leg. Again, option 1, hands can be directly on top of each other, or we can wrap that hand behind, still making sure we're sinking in towards that knee, opening up that chest. Let's go one more time, either side. Leaning back over, hand over towards that thigh. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, wrap it around. Making sure those legs are staying nice and strong. And last one, leaning back over towards that straight leg. Hand stays up or hand comes behind, opening up that chest. And when you're ready, straightening up that back leg, or that front leg, sorry. And we're going to lean back over towards the knee that was originally straight, or that was originally bent, sorry, into our triangle pose. So both legs are straight. We should be starting to feel it more in that inner thigh. Again, option 1, we can stay here, or option 2, we can wrap that hand behind, taking it over towards the opposite hip, opening up that chest. For 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming up. Rightio, let's go over to our other side now. Just change that position of the legs. Other knee bent, sorry, sinking in towards that knee, reaching out nice and long, and holding here. When you're ready, reaching those arms up and leaning over towards the side, or other side, sorry, and then slowly taking that hand down towards that thigh, reaching that arm over, feeling that nice stretch down the side of our waist. Again, option 1, keep that hand up, or option 2, wrap that hand behind, opening up that chest. And when you're ready, taking it over to the other side, still keeping that knee bent, our hand coming down towards that straight leg, arm reaching up over the top, either keeping it here or wrapping it behind again to open up that chest. And one more time either side. Windmill over, rotating over, hand on that thigh, still making sure we're really sinking down and towards that knee. Arm stays up or arm wraps around behind, opening up that chest. And last one, leaning over towards that straight leg. Feeling that nice deep stretch. You can either keep that arm up or wrapping it behind. And when you're ready, slowly straighten out that knee that was bent. And we're going to lean over into our triangle pose. Okay, seeing if we can lean over a little bit further. Again, remembering we can either keep that arm up straight or wrapping it behind to really open up that chest. Let's go 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming up. Rightio. We're going to come down onto the ground, working into that core now. So a little bit of an ab workout. So coming down on our back, bringing those feet up into the air. Our hands can be down by our side. Okay, so we're just going to slowly extend one leg out straight and the other leg comes bent. Okay, so one foot comes down onto the ground lightly while the other leg extends nice and long. So just starting to engage that core, a little bit of a coordination as well. One leg long, the other foot lightly touching the ground as we bend that knee. That's it. If it's too much, lying down on your back, if you feel that back arching, you can do the same thing, coming up onto those elbows and leaning back. Okay, you might find a more comfortable position. Otherwise, obviously, if you can, on that back. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring those feet up. Bring those hands behind. We're going to go into our bicycle crunches. So shoulders come up off the ground and we're just going to turn our opposite elbow over towards our opposite knee. Okay, and extend that leg long. Again, if it's too much, come up onto those elbows and we're just extending those legs one at a time rather than taking that elbow over. Okay, we're up on those elbows. So you can choose. I'm going to add in a little bit of a challenge here if you want to take it. So you're going to go 3 fast and then 1 hold. So it's going to go 3, 2, 1 and hold. 3, 2, 1, hold. Let's go 2 more. 3, 2, 1, hold. Last one. 3, 2, 1, hold. And slowly coming down. Rightio, we're going to come into our core back. So still stay in line on our back. Okay, or coming up, sorry, sitting up. Turn those palms in. We're going to extend those legs out nice and long and lift up those hips. So the arms go straight. Okay, we can turn those palms in, really reaching through those toes, lifting up those hips, legs nice and long, core's tight. And we're just going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down. Okay, next one, coming up onto our knees. The next one's going to be our camel pose. So standing up nice and tall on those knees. We're going to try and push those hips forward and lean back. Okay, so this is level 1. Level 2, we can come and put one hand behind on our foot. If you're feeling super flexible, okay, we can lean back and put both hands on those feet, really stretching out that back. Okay, just depends on how flexible. So just remember, option 1, really pushing those hips forward. And then if you choose to take it, either one hand or 2 hands. That's it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming up. Let's go into our one-legged crocodile. So similar to what we do with our sun salutations, we're going to come up either on our knees or on our toes. So how it's going to look, we're going to come into our plank position. We're going to lift one leg up and 1 push up. Foot comes down, other leg comes up, push up. So remember, if it's too much on your toes, go onto those knees. So leg comes up, push up, swap those legs over. Other leg comes up, push up, and down. So you can choose either on those knees or on those toes. Really trying to strengthen that core and into our back. That's it. We've got 10 more seconds of this. Lowering that chest down as far as we can. 2, 1, and coming down. Okay, rotating over onto our side. We're going to come into our side plank. So either on our knees, okay, one knee can be on the ground and we're opening up that chest, or we can be both feet on the ground, or lifting up onto those toes. And we're going to hold here for about 30 seconds. So keeping that core nice and tight. Remember, go down to those knees if you need to. Remember that bottom leg. We can bend that knee and put that knee down on the ground. Otherwise, if you're feeling super strong on those toes, lifting up. You've got 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, rotate onto the other side. Okay, on those knees or on those toes, elbow underneath our shoulder. Okay, our other arm can be reaching up nice and tall. Remember, either that knee stays down or we can come up onto those toes and holding here for 20 more seconds. Nice deep breath. Try not to hold that breath. Keeping that core nice and strong. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming down. Last one to finish off with our back core lying down on our back. Okay, bending those knees, feet planted down the ground. Our hands are just going to come down by our side. We're going to squeeze that butt and lifting up into the air. And we're just going to hold here in that bridge position. So option 1, we can stay here. Our hands can just be relaxing down by our side. If we want, we can really open up that chest, clasp those hands underneath those hips to draw those shoulders down and back. Whatever feels more comfortable. Just really trying to focus on keeping those hips up in the air, squeezing those glutes. Nice deep breath here. Try not to hold that breath. In through that nose and out through our mouth. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming down. Draw those knees in towards our chest. Okay, hugging them in. I'm just going to hold here again. Maintain those nice deep breaths. I'm going to go into our twist poses. And when you're ready, slowly coming up, seated on the ground. Okay, we're just going to extend one, I'll do it side on, extend one leg long, our other leg's going to go over the top. Okay, and we're just going to open up that chest, bringing our opposite elbow over towards that bent knee, taking our other arm behind and opening up that chest. Feeling that nice twist in our back. Trying to look over that opposite shoulder to deepen that stretch. And swapping over, other leg long, bringing that other foot over that knee, knees bent, opposite hand over towards that opposite knee, our hand behind and opening up that chest, eyes looking over that opposite shoulder. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming up onto those feet again. I'm going to go into our intense pose like what we did at the beginning. So leaning back or sitting into those feet. And when you're ready, we're just going to put that opposite hand on towards that opposite leg, okay? And opening up that chest. So that other hand comes behind. Again, our eyes can be looking over that opposite shoulder, making sure we're still holding into that intense pose. Just going into that twist, stretching out that back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that hand over, other hand over to the other thigh, opening up that chest, still making sure we're sinking in towards those feet, pushing that butt back. Eyes can be looking over towards that opposite shoulder and opening up that chest. Feel that nice twist. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming up. Coming down onto those knees again, we're going to come into our lunge twist. So lunging forward, feeling that nice stretch into those hip flexors. And again, we're just going to put that opposite hand on that opposite thigh and opening up that chest, feeling that nice twist in our back. Still sitting up nice and tall. And over to the other side, stepping that other foot long, sinking in, feeling that nice stretch in those hip flexors, opposite hand, opposite leg, and opening up that chest, feeling that nice deep stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Okay, coming back down onto our back, we're going to finish off with our hamstring stretches. So coming back to hugging those knees in towards that chest again, starting to slow down that breath. Nice and deep, hugging those knees in nice and close. And when you're ready, you're going to take those arms out, lowering those knees to one side, okay? And we're going to take the eye gaze over towards that arm on the side where our legs are not, so the opposite side, feeling that nice stretch again in our lower back. We can keep those knees bent, or if you want, you can extend one leg, or that top leg, sorry, nice and long, just to deepen that stretch. If it feels too much, just go back to those knees bent, trying to keep those shoulders down on the ground. And slowly lifting up, coming over to the other side, taking those knees to the other side, shoulders still down on the ground, eyes looking over towards our opposite side. Again, we can keep those knees bent, or we can extend that top leg just to deepen that stretch a little bit. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming up. Last couple, we're going to come into our three-legged dog, okay? So coming back onto our hands and knees, tucking those toes under, coming up onto our downward dog. Want to give those backs of those legs a stretch again. And when you're ready, we're just going to lift up one leg into our three-legged dog, okay? And holding here. Obviously lifting up as high as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly swapping over. That other leg comes up nice and long. Trying to keep both of those legs straight as we can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stepping both of those feet forward, coming into our forward fold. Again, trying to keep those legs as straight as we can, feeling that nice stretch in the backs of those legs. And when you're ready, just bringing those feet out a little bit wide. We're just going to come into a Hindi squat. So we're going to squat down, okay, as low as we can. We're going to wrap those fingers around. I don't think I can do it. I'm not very good at this one, getting down low. So as low as we can into our squat position, we're going to wrap those fingers around that big toe. Okay, sinking in here. And when you're ready, pushing that butt back, straightening those legs. Okay, then bending those knees, coming back down into that squat, opening up that chest. Legs come straight. Okay, I don't know if it looks any better side on. Okay, so sinking down into our squat, opening up that chest. Then we straighten those legs, feeling that nice deep stretch. Let's go 2 more times. Seeing if you can come down a little bit lower into that squat. And straightening those knees. Last one. And straightening those legs. Last one to finish off, just bringing those legs out nice and wide. I'm just going to slowly come down into our forward bend. Again, seeing if we can take those hands down towards the ground. Still trying to feel that nice deep stretch in the backs of those legs. And then we're going to reach those arms out in front in that same position with those legs, but arms come out in front. So again, if I just do it side on, arms come out in front, then we're leaning forward again, reaching those arms in front into that flat back. Let's go one more time each, leaning down and reaching those arms out in front. And slowly walking those feet in, coming down, finish off in our seated position. Okay, so it's going to finish off with 10 nice deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. So just going back to that same pattern as before. So we're going to inhale for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, and then trying to exhale for 5 counts. In for 3, hold for 3, and out for 5. Just trying to slow that body down, really trying to exhale all that air out on that exhale. Last 2. And we are all done. I don't have any meditation for you today. I forgot my meditation sheet, but that's all for today. I'll